And the pasuk says in Mishle, which is what the Rabbi Yaron brings here, in the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 7, that Bemot Adam Rasha Tovat Tikva. כי לא תהיה תקווה לנפש הרשע לצאת מחושך לאור, שנאמר על נפש הרשע תבוא הדור אבותיו עד נצח לא יראו אור. So he says another source in essence for all of this is coming from Shlomo HaMelech, where he says when the evil person dies, hope is lost, for there is no hope that the soul of the wicked will emerge from the darkness to light. Which darkness? Talking about this Kaf Hakela, as it says concerning the wicked man's soul in Psalms 49:20, go to the generation of his ancestors, they will see no light for eternity. So David HaMelech talks about eternal punishment in Tehillim, and that's where Shlomo HaMelech, his son, gets his teaching about this place of eternal darkness. And Rabbi Yaron uses both of them as a place to learn about Kaf Hakela and eternal punishment. Rabbi Yaron is one of the Rishonim from about 800 years ago. He's one of the family members of the Ramban. So now we see that Rabbi Yaron just gave us the fifth type of Kaf Hakela that tried and judged and shown what it exchanged for, how it exchanged heaven for Gehinnom, for Sheol, and then it crash lands after the judgment. The sixth type of Kaf Hakela is brought in Sefer Menorat HaMaor, in perek Gimel, page 58. Where he says that Kaf Hakela is connected to Gilgulim, reincarnation. And he quotes the Midrash in Vayikra Rabbah. It says that the Ruach will return to Hashem, its creator, and in the name of Rabbi Shmuel Bar Nachman, who himself said it in the name of Rabbi Avi Dimi from Haifa, they bring a parable of a scholar called Kohen Chaver. Kohen, there was a Chaver, there was a scholar that threw a loaf of bread to a Kohen who was an Am Haaretz, who was an ignoramus. And he says to him, see that I am pure, my home is pure, and the bread that I give you is pure. If you give me as I give you, then good. But if you don't, then I'll throw it in your face. And the Chachamim say, this is a parable. What's the parable? This is what Hashem says to a man. I am pure, Hashem says. My place is pure. My servants are pure. And the neshama that I gave you is pure. If you give it back to me as I give it to you, then good. But if not, I will throw it in your face. As it is written in the Midrash of Mishle, the soul of the tzaddikim and the soul of the reshaim rise up to the heavenly court, and the soul of the wicked, the reshaim, return and crash down, as it's stated in the book of Samuel, chapter 25-29. So here the Chachamim give us a sixth type of Gehinnom, sixth type of Kaf Hakela that they learn from. There's a form of judgment for a person that gets something and in essence returns Hashem what He gave him as a impure, and the process of punishment, in essence, not even the punishment itself, is a Kaf Hakela, and the Maharsha, who comments on this, says that the Kaf Hakela section of the Gemara in Masechet Shabbat is one of the places where you will find many of the secrets of the Torah of reincarnation. The secrets of reincarnation in there. Gilgulim, Torah Gilgulim. Now, the next proof is perhaps one of the most interesting. Not necessarily because of the information itself alone, but rather because of the source. Because the source, unlike the ones that I gave you so far, does not come from a midrash or personal stories, and but rather it comes from a responsa. Responsa meaning it's a halachic sefer, laws, and answering to complications. The response of the Radbaz in Yoreh De'ah 887. It's Rabbi David ibn Shlomo ben Zimra. He was one of the Gedolei Ador that lived in Tzfat right before the time of the Shulchan Aruch. So we're talking about over 600 years ago. Question is on a midrash in Vayikra Rabbah that says that the soul of the righteous and the wicked rise to be judged in the heavenly Bedin, and both get thrown back down to the world. And therefore, it's opposite the tradition that says, and the soul of the tzaddikim are hidden under the heavenly throne, which it says in Masechet Shabbat. So how come? It's a question on the midrash. It's a question. How come it says that both the tzaddikim and the reshaim get flung to the heavenly bedin, but the tradition that we have is that really the tzaddikim are placed under the throne of glory of Hashem. Why is it that way? So, the Radbaz says, know that there are tzaddikim that deserve it, because of evil acts. What kind of evil acts? The tzaddikim. What evil acts can a tzaddik do? He's a tzaddik. You can't say, oh, tzaddik, he murdered people. He's a tzaddik. Tzaddik, he said lashon hara. He's a tzaddik. You can't say stuff like that. He violates Shabbat. He's a tzaddik. What evil acts is the Radbaz? What evil acts? Dying without sons. People today, they get married. Rabbi, I'm not ready to have kids. Can we wait like 5-10 years? Rabotai, I'm not going to go too deep into it. I'm just going to tell you simple. If you're married and you're not trying to have kids, you're simply mikre avud. You're a lost cause. You're married, and you're not trying to bring kids to the world. You're simply a lost cause. Why? You're going to get punished severely. Now, if you're trying and HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't give you the blessings, it's a different story. But if you're not even trying, oh, we're not ready, oh, we don't have the money, what? Disaster. Meaning that people think, oh no, as long as you keep Shabbat, as long as you keep kosher, as long as you keep, everything's okay. It's not so simple. There's departments. There's departments. Departments for different people, different things. Even the tzaddikim. Wait, the tzaddikim didn't want to bring kids to the world? They wanted. Whatever reason, they didn't get the boy. Meaning, there was a judgment of why they didn't get it, and in essence, they're getting punished for it. Now, of course, they're not getting punished the same way that a Rasha is getting punished for an endless amount of time, but nonetheless, the Radbaz says, yes, there's even tzaddikim in Kaf Hakela sometimes. For a certain amount of time. Why? Didn't have boys. Shem Yishmor, there's some tzaddikim that died recently. In the last 30, 40 years. No kids at all. Shem Yishmor. According to the Radbaz, they went to Kaf Hakela. They went to Kaf Hakela. Or any sin that requires reincarnation. And therefore, those souls look like the wicked ones in this aspect. And therefore, they get thrown for a gilgul, as a stone, for lashon hara, for regretting a mitzvah, and the like, to a lower world, based on the same source in Samuel 25:29. And what Rabbi Eliezer says regarding the tzaddikim that are under the throne of glory is referring to complete tzaddikim who are promised no gilgul. But there are tzaddikim with sins that require Kaf Hakela, meaning they require a crash. Person says lashon hara, they don't do tshuva for it, they go to Kaf Hakela. Person does a certain type of sin that requires a reincarnation. What does a sin require reincarnation? He did unethical business, where you have a product, you sold the guy product, it's brand new. In reality, it's not brand new. It's used. It's refurbished. Sold him $1,000 piece of equipment. In reality, it's worth $300. Cheated, you lied. You have a couple of options. One, return the money. Now you don't know where he is. You have no idea who he is, where he is. Option number one, return to him. You don't know where he is. Option number two, give all that extra money that you made, that extra $700, give it to a public cause. Public cause, whether it's feeding the homeless, the poor, Talmidei Chachamim, Torah, Kiruv, things that benefit the public. Option number three, Kaf Hakela. That's going to bring you to a reincarnation. Why? Because to get to the reincarnation after the Chibut HaKever, Bedin. Oh, you have 700, you lived 70 years, 80 years, 100 years, did great. But remember when you were 35 years old, you did that one transaction, and it wasn't really kosher. You remember? And you didn't do tshuva for it. Yes, you have to go back and get a whole new life to go pay back that guy. Wait, but he died also. Yeah, no, we're going to bring him back too. So you go back to work for him as a dog, as a cat, as a person, as a something, until you pay him back the $700. Yeah, but Hashem, the value of money has gone down precipitously. Back then, $700 worth $700. Now that $700 is like $7 million. I'll have to work for 50 years. Perfect. Next time you won't do it. Nightmare. But that's the reality. Baal Shem Tov says a story, mamash, 100%. He himself saw there's a neshama inside a horse of one of his students. Why? He owed his friend 100 liras or whatever it was, like a minimal amount of money, like $100. He had to reincarnate as a horse to work for his friend until he either forgave him or until the horse earned 100 liras, which would be literally years. The minimum wage for horses is not that much. So that's the thing. People don't understand, oh, reincarnation, yeah, you must be really, really bad person. No, it's just unethical business. You stole money, you're coming back. Stole money from people, dishonest business, you're coming back, that's it. Forget it. Like, unless you do tshuva, you're coming back. Yeah, but if I do tshuva, I have to give up all my money. So give up all your money. Better to give up all your money than to come back to this world. But that's the thing. People that are so connected to this world, there's no way they're going to allow themselves to get rid of that. They feel like they're going to die with the money. And that's the thing. And this is, Rabotai, in a responsa. It's a shelot v'tshuvot. It's not even a midrash. Meaning, this is like standard Judaism. It's not some, this is mystical. This is responsa.